Alright everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to today's video. In today's video we're getting into another tier list. As you can see, it's something a little bit different, obviously. Not something you'd regularly see me do, which is usually just attackers and defenders every now and then. But today we're going to be ranking all the attackers elite skins in today's videos. Now, I would have done every single operator, like I would have done attackers and defenders, but you actually can't put that many photos into a tier maker list. Just wouldn't let me, so I decided I'm going to split it up because I do want to do this. So depending on how this video goes, I'll make a ranking defenders tier list, a defenders elite skin tier list next week sometimes if you guys want it. If not, then I'll probably just leave this here and I'll move on with life. So with that said, if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. Also, let me know your opinions down below on what you think of these elite skins and what you think of just overall, just what you think of this type of video. It would really help with the feedback, and I would appreciate that very much. Also, make sure to subscribe with the notification bell if you're interested in checking out more videos from me. And also, make sure to come check out my Twitch streams. I stream there pretty much every day. I'd love to see you guys there. Obviously, I have a day off here and there, but pretty much every day I'm home, you will catch me streaming. But with that said, yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so I have all of these characters up on my Xbox screen, which obviously you guys can't see. You can only see the tier list. But that is how I'm going to be judging their just overall stuff. So first off, I'm not going to be doing them in order. I'm going to be doing them in order of what I'm doing on the screen. So first off, we have Thatcher, Operation Nimrod Elite Skin. Personally, I think this is a pretty decent skin. I'm going to be completely honest though. I think I like Thatcher's just default build better than this elite skin in my opinion. He has access to, he has this skin which is pretty much just a very greeny singular skin that really doesn't really stand out whatsoever. I think it just looks like a basic stock weapon. And overall, I think this elite skin is pretty mediocre in my opinion. I don't think it's really top of the line at all. But it is still an elite skin, but I'm going to put Thatcher's elite skin in the C tier. I think that's probably about where it belongs. There's really nothing too special about it. Let me just pull it up real quick. He has the he obviously has the pose, which he does like this little, I don't even know what he does to be honest. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, he does that little rappel thing down from the roof. That's actually a pretty cool animation. I'll be completely honest with you. I think that definitely fits. I will give that animation some props. That is a solid animation, but I think overall as a character, he's about a C tier elite skin in my opinion. Alrighty, so next up we have Vintage Bureau Thermite. So obviously this is the Thermite elite skin. His weapon skin is like just a solid black, again, nothing special. I think the skin they put on the Thermite charge is actually pretty cool. If you've ever seen it, I think it's actually a pretty cool little additional skin that they put on his weapon breach. He also has obviously the uniform, which is the Vintage Bureau one. I think this is actually one of the better elite skins. I think it definitely makes him stand out. It's definitely an improvement from his original build, but I wouldn't say it's a top tier elite skin. I think it's just it's an improvement, but I wouldn't say it's a top tier skin. And then obviously his elite animation is his clapping his hands together with the fireballs. I think this elite skin is pretty cool, but obviously I wouldn't say it's the best animation I've ever seen. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Thermite at B. I think that's about where his tier belongs, and I'd say that pretty much fits the elite skin build that he has in my opinion. Alright, so next up we have Twitch. Now Twitch's little skin is like it's got a wooden stock like on the back, and then it has like silver lining on her weapons. It's probably the best skin out of the three things we've done so far. And then overall her actual uniform overall I think is definitely an improvement from her original. It looks much better in my opinion. Just overall a lot better looking, better build, better just outlines. I think it's definitely one of those ones where it's an upgrade. It's also called Maquise, I think. Why does that sound like something I shouldn't be saying? I don't know. Obviously, her animations when the drone drives around her legs and then she steps on it. Not the best animation I've ever seen, but overall, I think her uniform does kind of pick her up. I'm going to go ahead and put Twitch at A tier. I think she's definitely one of the better elite skins in my opinion, but I wouldn't say she's a next level elite skin at the current time. Alrighty, so next up we have I don't even know how to pronounce this one, but Bajawi. I think the funniest thing about this video will be me attempting to pronounce the names. But this is Zophia's first elite skin that came out, the one where she's in uniform. Obviously, the weapon skin that comes with this is like a mix of a black and white. I think it's actually a very cool weapon skin. That's the main reason I actually did purchase this DLC for myself. I think the weapon skin's quite cool. Obviously, this also transfers over to her gadget as well. It looks exactly the same. So yeah, overall, I think her weapon skin is probably her shining aspect. I think the uniform's cool, but I personally think the way they did her uniform on her newer elite skin, which we'll do next, is better. But I still think this is a solid overall skin, and her animation, it's a little much. I wouldn't say it's the craziest thing I've ever seen, but I think it's quite a solid skin overall. I think it fits about the B tier. I don't even know if I'm going to put any in D tier, to be honest, but we'll figure that out. But overall, I think it's a solid elite skin. I don't have any problems with it. It has regular animations, the skins are actually quite good. Regular suit, uniform, whatever you want to call it. I think B tier fits that perfectly. Alrighty, so next up we have the Stars uniform, which is the second Zofia elite skin. This is obviously the reference to the Resident Evil character. I think it's Jill. I think that's what it's meant to look like. Her outro scene is obviously her, it's like Resident Evil reference. It's her holding her body after getting bit, I guess you could say, spraying the first aid spray. If you've never played Resident Evil, you probably will not understand that at all. But it is a good reference to Resident Evil, and as a Resident Evil fan myself, I kind of find that quite cool. And the whole elite skin cool, obviously doing collaborations with Resident Evil. Her weapon skin is pretty much her other weapon skin, but it's black and red instead of black and white. So it's just a different mixture of colors. I think black and white will always look better in my opinion, but I still don't think it's terrible. And then her gadget has like a woody texture on it, which kind of just fills it up. But overall, I do think the actual uniform for this skin is better. Maybe it's because I'm a Resident Evil fan, I don't know. And I think the animation is cooler as well, so we're going to go ahead and put her at the A tier. Next up we have Maverick. Now, honestly, I think this uniform, it's alright, but I think default Maverick will always look better, in my opinion. I don't think it really has anything on this Maverick uniform. His elite animation, obviously, is quite cool when he's dropping off the pipe. He's welding it together, he gives it, hops off, and then that's him, obviously with his gadget. I think that's actually quite a high tier cool animation. The skin that you get with it is kind of like a yellow and black mixture. Obviously, I don't think they really go all out with the skins. I think it's meant to be like a weldy color, like it goes into more of a blacky orange at the end. I think it's more like meant to be like that type of build. But overall, I still think it's a solid elite skin, and I don't know, I'd say it's about a B tier. Obviously, I couldn't find a good picture for this dude at all, so I pulled this, and then Elite tier makers obviously just cut his face off, but this is Maverick. So yeah, it's done the same with Karli as well. But yeah, I don't know. I think Maverick's about a B tier. I don't think it's a terrible one, but I don't think it's the best either. Next up we have Karli. I think this elite skin is a little bit wild, personally. I just don't really mess with it at all, and to be honest, this is probably going to be the first one that I might actually lowly rank. Her animation is obviously just a little bit of additional stuff in the background, and then her sniping someone in the head and cracking a reload. Really nothing to be impressed at, to be honest. I just think this overall is probably the worst elite skin I've looked at so far. So I can see why some people will like it, but honestly, this is probably going to be the one that I'm going to lob in D tier. I just don't really rock with it, in my opinion. The skin is just literally a black weapon as well, doesn't mix it up at all. I think I'd say that's definitely probably the worst elite skin I've looked at so far, so we'll rock with that. Alright, next up we have Kappa. Now this is also a bit of a wild one. Like, I think Kappa's original build will be better. The Responser, I've been forgetting to say their names, but I actually don't mind it. I think the way they went for this build is pretty cool. His weapon skin is definitely a standout. It's like a spongy texture. I think that's pretty cool. He also got that on his gadget as well. Obviously, his elite animation is him doing some kick-ups as well, playing soccer. Obviously, he's from Brazil. Brazil's a very soccer-based sport, or football, whatever you wish to call it. My apologies if I made you mad. But yeah, overall, I think they could have maybe done. I think I think he's meant to be like a civilian-y type build. I think they nailed that quite well, but in terms of just elite skins, I think there's definitely some cooler ones in my opinion. And so I'm going to go ahead and put Kappa at the C tier. I don't think he's a terrible elite skin, but I don't think it's the best thing I've looked at either. Next up we have Snowdrift Expert from Buck. The skin is like a Arctic skin. It kind of like, it's a white textured skin, like an Arctic-y thing. I think that's pretty cool. The same thing goes with his skeleton key attachment on the gun as well. It's like a white Arctic-y thing. His elite animation is just, it's obviously like the icy, and then he cracks open the ice. I think the interactive interactive, what do you call them, elite animations are the best ones. I think that's definitely one of the cooler elite animations, and I think this uniform is actually quite a good uniform to look at as well. So I personally think Buck is an S tier. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is probably one of the best elite skins to come out in recent times. Next up we have Blitz. I think this Blitz elite skin in terms of uniform actually leveled up his character a lot. I think it definitely looks better than his original build, in my opinion. That's just my opinion though. Obviously his elite animation, whips out his shield, then flashes the camera. As I said, interactive elite animations are cool. I wouldn't say that's the craziest one I've ever seen though. I think the way they did his shield as well just really fits and looks really well with the build. I'm not even going to attempt to say the name of this one, but I think personally this elite skin is definitely a B tier. I wouldn't say it's the craziest thing I've looked at, but they definitely leveled him up from his original look, and I think it fits perfectly. Alrighty, next up we have Blackbeard, obviously the gorilla skin. Now this is actually quite an old elite skin these days. The weapon skins is like a camo. It's a striped green and black, like an army type camo. Obviously that's the build he's going for with the gorilla. The rifle shield just has a little bit of a tint to it. It doesn't really have any differences. Obviously his elite animation, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, is just him unloading bullets, I'm pretty sure. Let me just quickly have a watch. It's literally just him standing there so far. And then he points at the camera. Right? That is a terrible elite animation, I'll be completely honest. Overall, the look though, I think it fits what I'd imagine from a dude called Blackbeard working for the Navy SEALs. But I don't think it's the craziest thing I've ever seen either, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that at the C tier. Alright, next up we have Dokkabai, the Electro Beat skin. I think the way they did this, they kind of turned her into a gamer girl, a little e-girl thing, even though she's like 44. So I really don't know if I rock with that. Her elite animation is obviously her just vibing out to a boombox. They really tried to take like the whole young thing with her, as you can probably tell by the elite animation. She's just dancing it up. I don't really know. I think the fact that she's like actually like 44 doesn't really fit the actual build. I think the skin's definitely unique. I like the skin. The skin definitely goes crazy. Obviously her gadget, you can't really see much of it, but it's an upgrade I think from the default black. It's just something different to look at. Overall, I think this is probably about a B tier elite skin as well. I don't think it's anything crazy, and I just think they should have done something. I can see why they did it, but I just don't think it really works. So that's just my opinion though. Next up we have the L Detachment Sledge skin. Obviously his weapon, this was like one of the first elite skins released actually, now that I think about it. His weapon skin's quite normal. It's literally just a mix of black and brown. The way they switched up his hammer, made it like the circular ball, I think that's a cool change, and they don't really do that too much anymore with like fully going out, changing the gadget, so I think that's actually quite cool. They switched that up. The uniform is definitely an improvement. I really like the uniform. I think it's great. Then his elite animation is him just swinging his hammer. I think overall it fits quite well. I'd say this is probably one of the better elite skins for me to look at personally. I'm going to go ahead and put that at the A tier. Next up we have the Tomb Raider Ash skin. Now obviously this is a reference to Tomb Raider. They've done a lot of collaborations here. The weapon skin is quite average. It's literally just a little silvery weapon skin. The only good thing about this, in my opinion, is the outro animation. I think the outro, I can't even remember what you call it, endgame animation, I've completely forgotten what you call it. It's pretty cool, the way she swings in, shoots her guns up like that, but I think the uniform, definitely not as good as the original Ash Elite in my opinion. The original Ash Elite isn't even that good. So I can see why people do like Tomb Raider, obviously reference to Tomb Raider, etc., but I don't really rock with this skin at all. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a C. I don't think it's a D tier, but it's a C. Next up we have the Lethal Citizen Glaz skin. I think this is actually quite a cool skin in my opinion. I think it's a standout. It does its job. Obviously his elite animation is just him flipping a coin. I don't think it's anything crazy. But overall I think this is actually a solid elite skin. Just the look. I don't know if this is how I'd imagine a sniper, but obviously it's called Lethal Citizen, so it's meant to be casual attire, but he's actually a sniper who can just mess you up. The skin's pretty mediocre as well. You don't really notice the gadget either. So overall, I'd say I think the look is cool, so I'm gonna upgrade him to a B tier in my opinion, but I don't think it's the craziest elite skin to ever be released. Next up we have Second Shock Army. I actually really like this elite skin. I think the look, even though it's on Fuse, is really cool. The elite animation where he just goes completely sicko mode, and he obviously adjusts the screen, fast travels in time, and starts the good old ancient music. I don't even, like, words are just not coming to my head right now. I just think overall this is actually quite a cool skin. The weapon skin is like a little stripy I don't even know what color that is, like a beige, I think that's the word. I don't know. I think the weapon skin's pretty cool. I just think the uniform really does carry it in my opinion, and the animation is cool, although it has quite loud music. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him an A tier. I really don't know if any of these, like, I really don't know if there's gonna be much other S tiers, to be honest. I don't know. I'd say the only other S tier in my opinion is Hibana. I think Hibana, her character, the way they did this elite skin really does just envision what I'd see in a in Hibana. I think it fits it perfectly. Her elite animation with the bow and arrow, I think, in my opinion, is very unique and cool. Her weapon skin is a mix of colors that really does just work. The red, wood, white, black, all of that. I think it's a perfect mix. Her gadget really does stand out more, and her X-Kairos pellets do stand out more. Even her picture is just an upgrade from the original Hibana, and then I'd say Hibana is definitely an S tier in my opinion. I think they definitely nailed that elite skin in my opinion. Next up we have IQ. Now obviously this one is pretty much a unique taste. You have a pure yellow skin, which is obviously to go with her operator color, which is fair enough. You have the yellow flip thingy, the signal detector, I think it's called. That's alright. I wouldn't say anything stands out here. The uniform is definitely a wild jump, I suppose. I guess it's just it's a guess. It was just a send it. Maybe they tried to take advantage of the whole people like looking at her behind thingy. But overall, I think it's not a terrible skin. The elite animation is just her bloody going crazy. I think it's not the worst thing I've ever looked at. I'd say it's about A tier. Yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of do rock with it. I think it's unique, but I wouldn't say it's the best thing I've looked at either, in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and put Thermite up at B tier as well, because now that I'm looking at it, he belongs to be there. Sorry. Next up, we have Jackal. I'm not sure what he's like, a police officer, but I was reading somewhere that he might have something to do with the Resident Evil thing, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't even seen this animation. Tim pulling up, looking at the footsteps. Okay. It does a little track. The screen kind of changes up a little bit and shows him in... that animation's alright, but I wouldn't say it's the best thing ever. I think original Jackal actually looks better, and the weapon skin doesn't really provide anything to carry, and obviously you can't even see his gadget. So honestly, I'm gonna put him at D. I don't know. I don't really rock with this skin at all, in my opinion. And then finally we have the original Ash. I think it's better than Tomb Raider. There's this, and then there's a special one. These both came out around Operation Chimera time. You could only get one in the Chimera packs, and then you got the other one just for playing the game before Operation Chimera. So I think this skin's cool. I'm going to put that at A as well. And just looking at this list again, I'd say that's about right. I'd say it pretty much covers everything I wanted to cover. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, drop a sub, notification bell. Also, make sure to come check out my Twitch streams. Links in the description down below. I'd love to see you guys there. I hope you guys found this video enjoyable. I know just me talking about elite skins might not be the funnest thing to listen to, but if you guys did find it enjoyable, do let me know, because I'll upload the Defenders version next week. If you want me to change up the video style, maybe use my Xbox screen instead, let me know. And pretty much that covers everything I wanted to cover. Let me know your opinions down below as well. See if you agree, disagree, etc. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Control.